Hi, this is Charlie Wolfsandel. This is my program for MS548, Advanced Programming and AI. So this is the first Python program that I'm working on for this class, and we're using the TextBlob library. So I'll give you a quick rundown of the code, and then we'll jump into how it works. So I'm currently using Spider as my IDE and Python 3.8.3. I'm importing sys library that allows you to do the exit command for quitting, as well as TextBlob, which does the major functions that I'm trying to work with in this program. So when I start the main loop, I call the main menu, and underneath the main menu, I'm giving all of my options that are going to be included within the program. And the ones that I've chosen to use for this are part of speech tagging, noun phrase extraction, pluralizing words, and then sentiment analysis of sentences. And then I'm also having a quit or log out function. And essentially this is my choices and then my else if. So each of these will go to each of the different functions that match the menu. And then I do have error checking on if they don't select one of my items. I ask them to try again, and I reload the menu. So for the functions for TextBlob, what I'm doing is these first two are not really one of the TextBlob functions, but what they're doing is in some of these different options up here, I need a list of words, and in some I need a sentence. So I created two different definitions, one for a sentence capture and then the other one for a word list capture. And I'm asking at that input, I'm asking for a sentence, or I'm asking for a list of words separated by spaces. Now, here you can see that I'm calling the input sentence at this point, and here I'm calling it word list input. And then I'm using TextBlob with that input, and I'm calling it list blob or just blob. And I'm returning that into the function that calls that. For the four functions that I am using for the options, part of speech, noun extraction, pluralize, and sentiment, then all I need to do is, since I'm calling sentence capture, it's going to return that blob, and I'll set that equal to blob. And then I'm using that, and I'm calling it a sentence. And then I'm using, in particular, in the part of speech tagging, the function is tags. So that's for that one. For noun extraction, I'm using the same stuff, sentence and all of that. But now I'm using noun phrases for noun extraction. Coming down here for pluralize, the difference is now I'm using word list capture, and the actual function is words pluralize. And then finally down here for sentiment analysis, I'm using sentence capture again, and I'm using sentiment being the function that's applied. So if we run this, you can see over here we have our options of the menu, part of speech tagging, noun phrase extraction, pluralize, sentiment analysis, and quit. So if the first thing we'll try is the part of speech tagging, and we'll do this program uses TextBlob, period. Okay, enter. And so you can see that it's actually used the tagging that's available within TextBlob, and it's actually done that, verbs, nouns, noun as well. And so that's how it tags it. And then once you're done, it'll go back to the main menu and reinitialize. For noun phrase extraction, we'll do the same thing. And we'll say, Bob is a great sailor. Let's call pilot instead, since I know how to spell that. And what it's doing is it's doing noun phrases. So Bob is the main one, and then grade pilot would be noun phrase. Underneath pluralize, we'll do dog, cat, horse, octopus. Okay. And what it's done, there's the original input. It's pluralized each of those. And then finally, we'll do sentiment analysis, and I'll do this twice. I'll say, this is a nice park, period. Okay, so what it's saying is overall, it's polarized positively of 0.6, and it's subjective because it's an opinion. So if I do the same thing, number 4, and I say, this is the worst park. So now you can see I've done it basically as negatively as I can, and the subjectivity is also high because it's an opinion. So that's all of the different parts of the program, and then obviously the last one, it allows me to quit, and there it is. So these are all of the functions that are being used with TextBlob, and I've shown you how each of those work, and feel free to leave any questions in the comments.